everyone, thank you so much for joining me today and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is kind of like a video. Actually, before I move on, if you are returning and you're part of the family, welcome as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and click on the bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. And today I'm excited because I am trying out a new primer, and the cool thing about this primer is, okay, one cool thing is I did get this in Kenya, and then second, it is this. It's by Clarins. It is the Instant Smooth Perfecting Touch Primer, and it actually says that it is, I'm on their website right now, it's a makeup primer for perfect skin in under a minute. Wait a minute, I hadn't read that part. So it's for all skin types. It's a cream, and of course you're supposed to apply this before your foundation for a flawless complexion. It retails for £26.50, which could be like maybe around $35 or something. According to the website, it is an award-winning makeup primer, and it's a perfect combination of makeup and skincare, which is very interesting for me. So it has an these words are not meant for a Bantu woman to say quickly. It has an ultra light, ultra smooth texture that glides on the skin. It's supposed to leave an imperceptible veil on the surface of my skin. It's supposed to fill in, smooth away the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and pores. So to me, that means I can actually take this primer all the way up until my lash line, because I have a few fine wrinkles and fine lines right underneath my eyes. The website goes on to say that it has a very light texture, which is going to make sure that your skin is not overloaded and is still able to breathe. Your skin should be left foundation ready, smoother, moisturized, even toned, and providing the best surface for my skin, ready to give you foundation a more even and flawless finish. It's featured in the Anti-Aging Beauty Bible, so it has anti-aging properties inside, and it actually says on the box, it says it's a modern magic makeup base that smooths away the look of fine lines. So it also is magical. So we're gonna see if it's magical. So this is what it comes looking like. It's a beautiful red box, right? And when you open it, so it has a little scoop. It also has, of course, there's the product right here. It's a very small jar. Let me open it up so you guys can see. Oh, it actually comes in two versions. There's what we have today, and then also the Instant Smooth Line Correcting Concentrate, which is a pen. And according to this little piece of paper, it has a little bit of extra information. You gotta love it. So it has three things: soft focus expertise for smooth radiance, line feeling, acacia micro pearls. Ooh, I better feel like I am in the Maldives when I put this on. Oh my God. An angel should be singing. And has plant-based skin hydrating ingredients, which is really, really good for skincare. So this is a really good product if you really need moisturization as well as a primer. Oh, and it also has vitamin E. That's pretty cool. And it's gonna protect your skin from dehydration and dryness. All right, so let's jump straight into using it. So I'm gonna take a little scoop of it. Okay, my skin is, just so you know, my skin is cleansed and moisturized, and I've already done my eyes. And if you want to see how I did my eyes, just click right here or check the description box below. So I'm just gonna kind of like, okay, so it's not sticky at all, and it's literally, it doesn't feel silicone at all. Oh, and it's mattifying. It's slightly mattifying. Did you guys see that? And it's very smooth on the skin, I have to admit. So I think you actually have to kind of wipe it on. Now this is the only primer I'm going to use today. Some of you guys know that I like double priming. I double prime my eyes sometimes, and I also double prime my skin, because I do have, I wouldn't say combination skin, but I do have areas of my skin that are oilier than others and have more texture than others. So I focus different products in those areas. So since it also is supposed to deal with fine lines, I'm gonna take it close to my lower lash line. It's really interesting. It feels like a moisturizer, but a mattifying. It's really strange. Then a little bit on the chin area, but it's really mattifying. That's really nice. And then of course I want to take it on my blemishes. This is a good time for me to to try out a primer because this is day 5 of my period, so my skin is just all over the place. I can understand why they say you can use it on its own. All right, let's jump straight into foundation. I'm not changing up what I use for my foundation. I've been on a MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation spree, if I can call it that. And I'm just gonna wipe it onto my face first, and then I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender. So for me, I think with this primer so far, I think it's more of a texture thing that it's helping with, which is, I'm not mad at that at all. I think the primer I can compare this to is the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector, that one. In my opinion, I feel like this is the idea that Clarins is attempting to perpetuate. I wouldn't say they're attempting to perpetuate it. It's just, as in, it's on the same level in terms of benefits and results. The only thing I don't like about Becca is that it dries to a very pale finish, but the effect is beautiful as well. I also reviewed the beauty blender in, I think, a couple videos back, and I share my thoughts on this specific tool that you can use for applying your foundation. All right, and then next I'm gonna take my bronzer. I think today I want to bronze first, just so that it can't really melt into the foundation. I really like that bronzer. You see just how it melts into the skin. Then my concealer, again, my current fave. I always start with the chin. Then pinch your beauty blender for the nose, and it literally just does the work for you. Damn. Oh, before I forget, I add a little bit of number 30, just right there, for some extra highlight. And then sometimes, if my concealer is not drying too quickly enough, go in with my fan. Draw foundations on the back of your hand, just use it to blend out the edges. I'm using my Maybelline, which I'm starting to love. This is a Maybelline Master Fix Setting and Perfecting Loose Powder. I'm starting to like this. This is the same beauty blender. Just dip in there for a little bit of product. Make sure you push it into the lines because we are still testing out the primer that it's supposed to minimize the look of fine lines and wrinkles. Wow, just look at that. It's not... Just look at... Oh my god. Okay. Okay, guys, we're not telling anyone. We're not telling anyone. We're gonna buy more of these and the concealers. We're not gonna tell anyone. For a long time, I've hated translucent powders until now. Oh, just in case, that's what it looks like. It's bright white. So I forgot to... Alright, then look up. And just pounce it on. Oh my god. So pretty. Push it into the skin. Are you seeing what is happening on my face? Oh my god. I know people have been doing this on YouTube for forever, but I've never done it. I am converted. But it also really depends on the products that you use, to be honest. And for me, I used to use the Sasha Buttercup powder, and for me, it used to feel too dry. So I'm gonna do this everywhere I have pores, just so that I can see how it's going to set that area. Ooh, this is so pretty. Okay, then I'm gonna bake just a little bit. I don't like baking all the way close to my eye, rather my, my lash line. Taking my face powder, this is NW45 by MAC. I'm just gonna set the rest of my face. Oh gosh, this is a blush. This is a brush I use for blush. Oh, no wonder. I'm like, why is my contour? Oh, can you guys see that? My contour is, my contour is shimmery. That was not the, oh my god, I've just done the opposite of what I'm supposed to do. It's okay. I will figure it out. It's not a big deal. We all make mistakes. Now to attempt to fix my little boo-boo, I'm gonna go in with my contour powder. This is by Cover FX. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't think it's so obvious. Can you guys tell? I really like this bronzing powder because it's not so dark that it's so obvious. At least on me, I really don't like that super contoured look, but I also don't hate. So for under my eye, I don't like it to be that matte or white. So I'm going in with my Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark by MAC just to sweep everything away. As in, baking just leaves your skin looking so flat, and I don't like that. Okay, so we have our skin done, so let me finish the entire look and I'll come back to share my thoughts on this primer. Woohoo! Alright guys, here's the final look. As you can see, again, as I mentioned in the video earlier, if you want to see how I did this eye right here, then go ahead and click up here or check the description box below. If you're joining me on Viewsasa, then it should be one of the videos that is on Viewsasa. You'll recognize it, you know, thumbnail and all. But for today, I just wanted to share my final thoughts on the Clarins Instant Smooth Perfecting Touch Primer. Here in Kenya, let me not even lie and tell you I remember how much I paid for this, because I got this a while ago and it was a long list of things that I have gotten. What I will try to do is get the actual price, and I'll put it right down here or somewhere so you guys can take a look at the actual price. In the UK, it's $26.50 for 15 mils. This Becca Ever Poreless Matte Priming Perfector is 40 mils, and the Clarins one is a measly 15 mils. It is very, very little. I can definitely see it running out really fast, because if you compare now the price to the actual amount of product that you're getting, it's a little bit expensive. It's a lot expensive, but then for what it says that it has, it includes skincare and it includes a primer. So not very many companies produce primers that have benefits to the skin. So that's one thing you can also think about. A benefit of this product is its availability. It's available here in Kenya. So for those of you who have been looking for a really good mattifying primer that is, you know, a little bit higher in terms of quality than, you know, what your basic, you know, product you're gonna find at Super Cosmetics or Black Opal or anything like that. I would say it's an option for you. Price is a little bit too high, but then the actual product and its availability is a good option for you. A good time to go shopping for some of these things is of course Black Friday and Christmas. I have a hair here that's really bothering me. There we go. So make sure you just keep your eye out on the sales that they have. And Clarins just technically is saying that this is a magical product. In other words, it is a product that kind of tricks the eye into seeing a more even complexion, right? And again, I think I mentioned it in one of my earlier videos. I think it was earlier this week when I was reviewing the Beauty Blender, because I noticed, it is my period week, and on my period week my skin really breaks out, especially right here. So I felt like it was a good time for me to see whether this magic is actually magical, like it actually works. So you guys can tell me what your thoughts are. I don't know if I'm convinced that it's magical or not, but it's good. What I like is that it doesn't feel tightening, but it does what a primer that tightens does. And then of course it mattifies the skin. So the texture on my skin, the issues on my skin, the problems on my skin right now are not as evident as they normally are, which I think is really good. I really do. And it actually mattifies. If you notice, my skin is not shining at all. It's not shining at all, which is to me shocking and concerning a tiny bit, because I'm used to really, by now, which is by the end of the time I've put on my foundation, my makeup, my skin is just producing oil, but right now it's not. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I rarely do wear tests because my skin is just naturally oily. It's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, whatever, like there's no point in trying. But today I feel like trying it, but it is going to 11 p.m. at night and I have a long work day tomorrow, so I'm not going to do that today. But in terms of just initial application and initial wear, I think it's really, really good, definitely. All right, it has a soft focus pigment that helps diminish shadows created by uneven skin. So it's like Photoshop for your skin if you think about it. Because in Photoshop, what happens is how they get rid of texture or pimples is when you zoom in really close, what you notice is that a pimple is just a shadow. It's light hitting the skin and a shadow behind it, which creates a bump, if you can call it that. So if you just erase the shadows, then the skin appears smoother. So that's what this thing is saying that it's doing. That's amazing. Wrinkles, fine lines, and enlarged pores are optically corrected and skin texture is refined. Okay, that I can tell. Kind of. Like, it's not gonna magically delete my under eye wrinkles and all my texture and my pores is going to go away. But I have to say, actually, oh my God, you guys have to see this. Okay, let me come closer. So, I don't know if you can see, I think I have to reduce my exposure so that you guys can see this. Can you guys see under here? Like right here? Like normally with normal products, for example, my under eyes by now would, like the wrinkles would have oil inside of them, and then my foundation in there, or concealer rather, would have been separating right under here. But right now, look at that. Like, it's not separating at all. You guys see that? I'm sure you can see that. Y'all getting my face. Like, this is the actual texture of my face. Can you guys see that? Interesting, huh? I'm very fascinated about this. Like, there's no that is okay. Now I have a plan. Now I have a plan because this product is very expensive. This is my plan, okay? So I'm gonna be using it to prime my under eyes only. Isn't that amazing? And then I'll use my normal primers for the rest of my face. Because damn, that is really good. I am shook. I am shook. And then I saw my face. Now I'm a believer. Technically, then I saw her face. Right now, I'm looking at my own face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of scars in my mind. I'm in love. Ooh. I hope you like this video and I hope you've learned something from it. And if you have, go ahead and smash that like button. Smash it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to click the notification bell if you haven't already. And let's connect in the comment section below. I'd really like to know your thoughts on this primer and any issues that you actually have primer-wise. Alright, so I need to go. It is 11 p.m., almost 11 p.m. and a girl needs to get her skincare on and fall asleep. So I'll see you guys in the next one.